Every Russian citizen over 45 years old must know that every time Russian government wants to borrow money from people, it's a scam. Every time the government wants to take your money, promising to pay everything back, added dividends later, they're lying. Wait, Constantine, but why? Why are you saying that? Plain and simple. Because every time our government promised us something, it lied. Never gave anything back. And any person over 45 years old, I don't have to convince them. I don't have to tell them anything. We all remember the latest scam they pulled in 1991. They froze people's bank account deposits, saying people would get the money later. Well, 32 years later, many people are still waiting. And I can tell you of many other scams as well. But this is April 1st, 2023, and Russian government opens another season of borrowing. Give us your money now, and we'll pay you back piles of gold. Well, we don't know how much exactly, and we don't know when precisely, but we'll pay you, possibly. Howdy, everyone. Welcome to Inside Russia. My name is Constantine, and howdy, everyone. There you go. And this is where I give you important news updates that I think truly explain what is happening inside Russia. What you will not find on this channel is BS, propaganda, and lies. What you will find on this channel is truth, logic, and common sense, and emotions, because I'm a human being. Inside Russia is where usual Russia explained by the unusual Russian. For the first 30 minutes or so, I give you daily message, and then I turn on live stream chat, where I would love everyone to go to converse, ask questions, give feedback. I would love that. Thank you very much for coming, giving me a chance and watching, listening. Hope you will find interesting what you're about to hear. Well, to start today's stream, now I'm going to be talking about budget deficit and how Russian government is trying to cover it up. Well, to start with, I'll give you a very short overview of what happened with Russian budget in the last 13 months, and I'll try to do it in under a minute, 2 by most. Last February, Russia attacked Ukraine and immediately got a power response from the world. The sanctions and general disapproval and disgust of Russian actions. First, Western investors left Russia. Well, the Western investors are the smartest ones. They understood everything instantly on February 24th. Then all Western companies left Russia, taking their capitals, their money with them. Then Russian investors, yes, they were Russian investors. Russian investors left. Well, obviously, why would you want to keep your money in Russia with no future, with no rules of the game, with such atrocities going on? Like, why would you do that? All people who can put 2 and 2 together have been taking their capitals outside the country. And then all independent investors, Western and Russians, were out by, I would say, winter of 2022. Hundreds of thousands of development projects fell apart. Well, there's simply no investments left, no money to pay for the projects. Then regular people started leaving Russia en masse, taking their money with them. Some experts estimate around 3 million Russians left in 2022 and took their money. Well, count how much money that is. The capital outflow from Russia in 2022 was a hit absolute record high. Over $250 billion were transferred out of Russia. Unheard of, unseen of. That's half of Russia's budget. On top of that, Russia's central bank assets were frozen overseas, about $330 billion to be exact. On top of that, Russian budget spendings have risen by over 50%. Of course, that's military spendings. And revenues have shrunk by 25%. On top of that, Russia lost all well-paying customers for its oil and gas. Whew! So, in a nutshell. So now it's April 1st, and Russia is already in huge trouble financially, and it is not April's Fool joke. It's serious. By July of this year, I predict that all reserves will be gone and the budget of Russian Federation will run out of money. Now, what do you do in a situation like that usually? That's right, you borrow money. But borrowing money from who? You joking now? Sanctions? You know, the operations with Russian debt forbidden, and even some countries, you know, would do business despite the sanctions. You know, they wouldn't care about the sanctions. They don't want to do it because of Russia's actions. Well, and then in a situation when no one wants to touch Russian debt outside in the world, well, Russian government wanted Russia to be isolated. Well, get it now, you know, it is done. It's isolated. Guess who the government goes to? Russian business. To borrow money from business? No. To increase taxes? No. It's not needed. What else is there? I don't know any other way. But smart, good folks in the Russian government do. Someone within Russian government has come up with a ingenious, fantastic business idea. A voluntarily contribution from the businesses that will amount to 5% of their excess profits. No, again, a voluntarily contribution from the businesses that will amount to 5% of their excess profits. Yes, you heard that right. They want to force Russian businesses to voluntarily give Russian government 5% of their excess profits. What the heck? Doesn't make any sense in America, in Europe, in Australia, or any other country with free market economy when the government is kept in check by the system of checks and balances. But it's possible in Russia. What is the excess profit? Who knows? The government cannot explain that. How can you voluntarily give Russian government 5% of your excess profit if you don't want to give? You just have to voluntarily give it. Even the government fails to explain the details when it is asked to do so. Now, let me give you some official information from the Ministry of Finance of Russian Federation. Folks, this is like a riddle, a puzzle, you know. Now, listen to this. The Ministry of Finance expects that contribution rate with excess profits for 21-22 will be about 5% for such profits, according to the Minister of Finance, Anton Siluanov. The businesses will be able to pay the contributions in 2024, next year, not this year. They have a possibility of paying voluntarily contribution. But if they pay now, it's going to be much cheaper for them. So it's in the interest of businesses to make such contributions, voluntarily contributions, in 2023 as soon as possible, because it's going to be much more expensive to make them in 24. The minister urged businesses not to spare money for payment to the budget, because that money will go to the infrastructure, social spending, and eventually the contributions will return to the businessmen. Bear with me, just bear with me, you know. As Anton Silovanov explained, the government plans to make it a law to collect contributions from businesses in the spring session of the parliament. So the parliament, of course, helping out. So they wanted to make it voluntarily contributions, but they want to mandate these voluntarily contributions by law that they will make soon. More I live in this world, more I am sure that in Russia possible is absolutely anything. I want to say this. Okay, I want to pick apart the speech of Anton Silovanov, what he said. But couple things did strike me, and they are this. This money will be used for the construction infrastructure. Oh no, I'm sorry. Let me finish what he said, and then I'll pick it apart. Okay. Anton Silovanov explains where the money will go. This money will be used for the construction of infrastructure, for the same roads that you drive on, the construction and better education, for healthcare, for salaries of state employees. All this money will eventually return to the businesses. People will buy more goods in the stores. There will be more roads and opportunities for business expansion. So all the resources that we, the government, collect as a part of this voluntarily contributions, in fact, will return to you, the entrepreneurs. Therefore, it is not necessary to spare money for this. It seems to me that it is necessary to the businesses to make this decision with pleasure and move forward. And you heard this right, with pleasure and move forward. Are you comprehending what I have just said? I quoted. I'm asking because when I was reading that, I had a hard time apprehending it myself. What the fudge is this? With pleasure? Spend 5% voluntarily and be joyous about that? First of all, I have a couple things I would like to mention. Okay, Anton Silovanov says, where will this money go? The money will be used for the construction of infrastructure, for the same roads, for the construction of better education, for healthcare. Wait a second. Russia, the country, has the budget. And in that budget, there are revenues from the sales of oil, gas, and from Russians' taxes. You know, us, Russian people, we pay. I used to, and everyone else pays taxes to Russia. And the money is supposed to go for the construction of the roads, for better education, for healthcare, for infrastructure. And if Anton Silovanov is nominated by the Russian government to collect this voluntarily contributions of 5% of some freaking weird mambo 5% of excess profits. What the hell is this excess profit? Just anyone tell me, please. So if Anton Silovanov is nominated to do that, but let me tell you this. What happened to the money that we have been paying for the past 25 years in taxes? Where did they go? Where are the roads, better education, infrastructure projects, healthcare? Where is all that? And now you're trying to get some extra freaking weird stuff from business that you don't even know how to name rightly. And you want to put that into the construction of better education, healthcare? Well, what happened to our money? Where? Don't even get me started. Anyway, I can't believe he can be so stupid to put it into such a freaking stupid language, Ooh. Then another thing is that really did strike me. Therefore, he's addressing businesses. It's not necessary to spare money for this. It seems to me that it is necessary for you, the businesses, to make this decision with pleasure and move forward. So, with pleasure. With pleasure. Give your money, 5% or whatever profits, with pleasure. And move. You know what? If I'm a businessman, I would have said, fudge you! That's my money. I made it. I paid taxes on that. You know what? With pleasure, pleasure my buttocks. But let's calm down a little bit. Inhale, exhale, and look at this situation at completely different angle, the Russian angle. Obviously, it's impossible in countries, but in Russia, it's normal. You see, under Putin, the government owns everything and everyone. Businesses aren't really free. The entrepreneurs who start businesses, who make money, who create products, who sell products, they don't have liberty to do that. To do business in Russia is a privilege given by the Russian government and according to the rules mandated by the government. If you're a businessman, you aren't really free. You are just given a chance to make a bit of money on the rules of the game that the government sets up. And when government calls, you do what you are told to do. No questions asked. Or face consequences. Dire consequences. And you know what? When the government says, you take 5% or whatever you make on top of everything that you already paid and just give it to us. And you ask the government, hey, perhaps you can increase taxes so I can, incorporate this spending into the taxation system. So I can optimize taxation. They say, no. You must make a contribution, a voluntarily contribution, but on your own. And you must be smiling when you make it. And you must make this decision with joy. And you must show, and you must jump up and down when you're giving us money. Jump up and down with joy, saying, oh my God, I'm making this decision to voluntarily give you money with joy. And if you even need more next year or year after next year, don't hesitate. Just come and you see me. Ask me, just hint me, and I will with pleasure bring you more money, my hard-earned money. Nice. So you see, that's how it works in Russia. You are the property of the government. You're told you do what you're told to do, and you simply can't, there's no way around it. So, Russian businessmen are obviously the targets now. Russian budget is a catastrophe in the making. The Titanic is going down. And it's not has just been hit by the iceberg. No, it was hit a long time ago. It has taken lots of water already. And it's tilted. It's tilted. So everyone sees that the Titanic is going down, It's, submerging. And they're trying to save the Titanic. They're trying to, at least to prolong the time when it's on surface. So the businessmen, Russian businessmen are the targets, because there is no other way to get money from right now. And the big brother definitely wants money. No, not wants. It needs money. It depends on getting money to actually survive, okay? But guess what? Once they're done with the businessmen, with the businesses, and they will be done with the businesses. I mean, make no mistake about it. They need money soon. They need money now. They've started printing money already. Okay, on top of just now, they will be trying to basically rob businesses. After they done with businesses, they will still need money. And then they will be putting their greasy hand inside pockets of regular citizens and will try to steal everything from them. But that is the topic of another stream. I also want to make a stream about that. War bonds, they're coming too. So, anyway. You see, folks, us Russians, we never cared about the politics, about the Russian politics. We were just living our lives, having a good time with the money that we were all making. But that time of not caring of Russian politics is over, and it's too late now to start caring, because one and simple reason: the Russian politics started caring about us. They got very interested in us. Now they are standing and knocking on the door, and when we are not opening, the Russian politics breaking our doors. Russian politics interested in our freedoms, in our bodies of males, and in our money, to be precise. We are asked for voluntarily contributions. We made an offer that we simply cannot refuse. Ooh, to all foreign nationals out there who are watching me right now, no matter where you are at right now, any country, keep your government in check, because if you don't, your government will come back and rob you. Learn from our mistakes. Please do not make your own. Thank you so very much. This has been my message for today. I would like to ask you a couple favors. First, would you please help me out a little bit to spread my message by making reposts in the social media accounts? If you liked what you heard today, would you please consider hitting the like button and subscribing to the channel? And would you please consider joining my Telegram channel called Inside Konstantin's Russia, where I make all announcements about things upcoming in the channel. Thank you so very much. Turning on the comments now. Folks, before we start the conversation, I would like to ask you, please do not bring up American politics. This is not the right place to discuss it. I'm talking about what's happening inside Russia and how it affects Russian people and the entire world, you included. There's no time and no place here for the American politics now. Thank you so very much for understanding. As usual, if you want me to notice your question or comment easier, please put it in cap and put inside Russia after @ sign so it appears in a large orange box highlighted. Thank you so very much. And let's jump into the messages. Thank you. Our wonderful mod team is here. Lorna, Mommy, Harry, Amir, Blackhead, thank you so much. Bob is not here. He's taking a day off, but he's with us in our hearts. Thank you, and the usual suspects, thank you very much for coming. Jim Flag, thank you. And everyone else. Mr. Kaliskin from Chicago, fudge count +2. Trust me, when I was preparing the stream, I said you know what I mean, it wasn't exactly the fudge, and I've said it many, many times, because this is just ridiculous. Harry, howdy. Doug, Airback 820, thank you for 5x5, usual suspect. Magnus, Sirius Holger, Roy Cousins, Nicky 87s, Chirper, Tom W, James Rose, Just Terry, Lena. Folks, so great to see everyone. It's like, it's like you never left. Thank you so very much. Great to see everyone, the usual suspects. And the serial supporter, the super champion of super chatting, Jason Carney, thank you so much. Great to see you coming back. I saw your super thanks in one of the comments. Thank you for that as well. And thank you for such generous support. I appreciate from myself and from Natasha. And you have just given the sponsorship of Inside Russia to 10 people. Thank you. Oh, Guy L. You know what? Mafia law. That's what I've been thinking all along. Mafia law. This is mafia law. Folks, you got to understand this. This is mafia law. Plain and simple. Guy L., you are spot on. Steve Hayes, thank you so much. Howdy. Bruno from Belgium. Amanda Rydnor. Howdy. Lindsay from Cornwall, the UK. Mark Bramlett, as usual, from warm Jacksonville, Florida. Howdy. Scotland forever. It's nice getting an intelligent Russian account of things. Thank you. That's a compliment. I appreciate it. Theodore from Scotland as well. Faith Russard. Howdy. From Spain. Vero Beach is in the house. Jeffrey. Jekyll N, super chat with a question, which is unusual, and I really appreciate it. I actually enjoy your super chats with questions even more than without questions. Thank you. Putin may think this may be popular to the general population, as they already given up their sons to the war, and the rich are always a popular target. To be honest with you, I don't know what he's thinking. Is he still thinking normally, like a normal human being, or not? Obviously, himself and whoever makes decisions along with him, they don't think as normal, regular people, because these decisions... All right, this was a very hard stream to make, and I was writing down lots of bullets. And as I was struggling to put it in the words so you would understand, because of what I was about to say is so ridiculous, so incomprehensible, that I really went extra mile trying to simplify things, okay? So I don't know what they're thinking. They seem absolutely nuts, to be honest with you. Again, thank you so much for your support. Crusader Damien with fantastic questions. Mr. Fantastic Question. Can I call you that? Thank you for your support from Canada. A criminal government run by a gangster extorting and stealing money from its people. Is this really surprising to anyone? Question is, what will it take for Russians to stand up? You ask me that question from time to time, and my answer is still, I don't know. If they were taking people's sons, and people didn't stand up. They were crying, they were hurting, but they were giving their sons up. I don't know what's going to happen that would make Russians stand up. I'm doing my best, obviously, you know. Tomasz Miklos, thank you so much for coming back. You are as well the champion of supporting. Thank you for your continuous commitment to spreading the truth. Your work and determination is indispensable. You know, you contribute lots of money. Thank you so very much for that. But also the words are absolutely valuable. No, not valuable. Words are priceless. That's the right word. Words are priceless. Thank you so very much. The money is needed, but the words are inspiring. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You can definitely count on me showing up every day and telling more. Grace, howdy for the second time. Thanks for the great message. I'm sending you and your precious family and all of your friends all my love and prayers. Thank you, Grace. Sending love back to you from all of us. Thank you. Fantastic that you were able to join. You have been able to join. Kieran Whitfield, thank you. That fudge, Russians get robbed. It's not the first one, and I have a weird feeling it's not the last one, you know, time that Russians get robbed. Michael Schultz, incredible. I am now a 7-month member, 7 months member. Time is running fast. Sure does. You know what? It's going on to the 7th month since I showed up in Tashkent. It's just, what is this, Fox? What is this? What's going on? Why time flies so fast? I don't get it. So confusing, you know. John Mertus, I give you this with a smile. No mafia made me do. This is a good one. Thank you so much. Thank you. I appreciate it. You made me smile. Thank you. It's a good one. Sam Dog, thank you so much for your support as well. Thank you very much. Mikhail Esp, thank you for the live stream. How long do you think before the Russian wealth fund is spent up on the stupid war? Keep going, proud Patreon. Thank you so much, Mikhail. Look, it's not really difficult to tell. They have around 6 trillion, well, they had around 6 trillion rubles in their reserve fund. It's called the Russian Reserve Fund, Russian Wealth Fund, whatever, you know, it's same thing. So my estimation that it'll be spent completely along at the rate of the budget deficit for the months of January, February, and March. And of course, we're waiting for the March numbers. I heard that by 26th of March, Russian budget deficit was already over 3.5 trillion. And for the entire year of 2023, they had set it up, they had planned it for 3. So by March 26th, they're already 500 billion rubles over, and we have April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December, okay, many months to go. So I think that they will use it up completely by July, August, the latest, I think. By the way, the things are going with the spendings and revenues dropping, it's crazy. Again, I've been saying about this since last April. I mean, for any economist, it's so easy to see what's happening to Russia. Titanic is tilted. It's you know, heading down there. The water has been taken already. Again, thank you so much for supporting here and on Patreon. I appreciate it. Tomorrow, by the way, for patrons and sponsors, private stream. Mom will be here one more time. So I hope you will like it. Please come back tomorrow, usual time. Noon Eastern Standard Time, 9 a.m. Los Angeles. You know what? Don't quote me on that because we were discussing with the mods to bump 1 hour up or something like that. So I will set up stream's final time tomorrow, but that's going to be around noon or 1 or 11 p.m. something a.m. Something like that. Charlie B from sunny San Diego. I wish I was there. San Diego, one of those places I absolutely love. Julie W has gifted sponsorship to 5 people. Thank you, Julie. I appreciate it very much. And 5 people also very appreciated too. What the fudge? I got a blue tongue. I was, all right. When my kids came over from the USA, I asked them to give me vitamins and, so they brought me vitamin C, multivitamins, and they don't come in pills these days. They used to, like you just pop a pill. But now they come like a gummy bear, like a jelly bear of different colors. And before the stream, about an hour ago, I took a blue one. So my tongue is blue. Marilyn, thank you so much. Great to see you. Jens, hi from Estonia. I guess the funds for the regions outside Moscow and St. Petersburg will be significantly reduced. They will suffocate the regions in desperation for money. That's true. But guess what? Even before the provinces, the regions outside Moscow and St. Petersburg were already short of money. They always were short of money, Moscow and St. Petersburg, especially Moscow, was always swimming in money. I mean, Moscow's, But places like Rostov, Perm, Krasnodar, and the likes, pretty much any other provinces other than Moscow and St. Petersburg, forget it. And yes, it's going to get worse. Jeffrey S., do you think you could make an animated movie on the decision of Russian government, maybe called Lunskia, Samilov Tunskia? Folks, we have a great guy here from Minnesota. His name is Jeffrey. He goes by YouTube name Jeffrey S., and he's a fantastic fellow. Very funny. Sense of humor is great, but never, ever take his dating advice, okay? Bob Brennan, thank you so very much for your huge support. Thank you. I appreciate it very much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Trucker Yano reminds me of a story by my grandma how Stalin pulled off similar compulsory voluntarily contributions from citizens in the USSR. No one ever did a mouse squeak. For obvious reasons, I'm not surprised. You are absolutely, well, actually, your grandma is absolutely spot on, because I was talking to my wife and my mom still remembers Stalin. She was 7 years old when Stalin died, by the way. And she also told me that Stalin pulled off a thing. She basically said the same thing that your grandma told you. And I'm going to be telling about this trick. It's going to be pulled one more time. Not Stalin, but Putin this time. And I'm going to be telling you in one of the upcoming streams about this exact trick and many others. Blackhead, Frank Mueller. Haha, happy birthday. Thank you, Blackhead, for giving me heads up. We have a song on the way. Leitmotiv for me. Welcome to Inside Russia, new sponsor. Thank you. Thank you so much. Frank Mueller is actually, besides my mods, who are always with me no matter where I am, no matter what, like where I go, and I always remember and I have special connection with the mods. But Frank Mueller, actually, I think the only person here who's a member of Tashkent International Breakfast Club. Okay, he's in the Telegram group, and it's a special day if it's his birthday. I would like to sing, and some of you might cover up your ears, and some of you, well, please sing along with me, okay? Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Frank. Happy birthday to you. Frank, happy many returns of the day. All the best wishes, and please stay in this community for as long as you can. Thank you. Okie dokie, let's move on. David Porter again from Chernovtsi, Ukraine. David, I will email you with my thoughts, what I want to do with, speaking to you and your family perhaps over this weekend. Thank you so much. Sending my love to you, your family, and Chernovtsi and Ukraine in general. Giovanni, Konstantin, your prediction a few weeks ago has come true. He used up his reserve fund and is printing money, devaluing currency, and it's not enough. So now cash grab from businesses and citizens. Thank you so much for noticing. Thank you for mentioning. Yes, I have come up true. He hasn't used up his reserves completely, but the thing is now they understand what's coming very soon. And I think they're chaotically are trying to come up with extra revenues, okay? And they're going to be squeezing people and businesses dry, really literally dry. And that's sad, Ann Larson. But you know what? Shouldn't say that it's sad. Russian people, like I said at the end of the stream, we should have known better, okay? We have brains. We should have seen what was happening. We should have seen how this system was being built right in front of our noses. Okay, and we didn't say anything. We didn't. So, Ann Larson, my gosh, what a terrifying truth and captivating message. USSA is, yeah, it is in full bloom. That's right. Thank you so much for sharing. Thank you, Ann. Thank you. Reminded to be awake. Yep. Carl, thank you from Australia. Thank you. We've been watching you for 12 months. Wow. Thank you so much for watching me. You and your family have become our extended family. That is so great to hear. Money is always great, always, because it's needed. I mean, I rely on money to support my family, to support everyone, like every time someone receives super chat or super sticker, this is great. Okay, but a message like this, you and your family have become our extended family, it never happened to me before. Okay, in my 46 years, never happened to me before, and it's happening now, and it's just so awesome. Thank you so much. Razana and Carl, also consider me your extended family, or no, I consider you extended family. Well, anyway, like send same in return, Thank you. Frank in Texas, howdy. Every time I see your name, I feel shame for that thing that I was telling everyone about, like, oh, Russia will not attack Ukraine, and oh, that's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. All right. Grab friend goal. Thank you so much for sending some support. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Snow White. People pay taxes for public services, infrastructure, safety, schools, and public programs. How have they been improved or degraded over the past 20 years? Are taxes higher right now? No way. Is it the mosquito? First mosquito of the season. Taxes are a little higher right now, but nothing major. Personal taxes, personal income. Businesses' taxes are definitely higher than before. And Moscow, if you take Moscow, isolate and look at it, it's been incredibly improved. St. Petersburg, a little improved. Another city that's been tremendously improved is Kazan. All other cities and regions, I would say degraded. Not by much, but degraded overall. And a good question. How the money for public services, infrastructure, safety, healthcare, education have been spent? Good question. And you know what? You ask them, you get shut down, or they simply ignore you. I know the answers. I know all the answers for that. Blockadelider. When it comes to the economy, you shine. Thank you so much. Greetings from the Netherlands, and thank you. Thank you so much. Well, I'm an economist by trade, you know. I went to 2 schools for economics in Rostov-on-Don, southern Russia. It was a pretty good school. And in Moscow, in southern Maine, the USA. Then I did a postgraduate degree in corporate management and couple programs in energy from Moscow Energy Institute. But yes, economy, I simply have had lots of experience with that. Torto, hello from Switzerland. Hey, sending my love to Switzerland. What a fantastic country you have. One of the places in my heart that is dear to me. Thank you. Thank you for coming. Aspen English. We will continue praying. Russell Zip, thank you so much. My appreciation. From Munich, Dieter from Munich. Munich. Also fantastic place. Bavaria. Mr. Kaleskin, you are absolutely right. You gotta pay for protection, you know. And you know, if you don't pay for protection, of course, we're not gonna put you to prison, but something might happen to you, you know. So you'd better pay now. You can pay tomorrow, but why wait? Pay now, and then it's even worse than mafia because they're saying, "Oh, you must pay with joy and move forward." Okay, at least mafia doesn't make you pay with joy. All right. Elsha, thank you so very much. Grab friend goal. I'm speechless hearing this. I'm so sorry. For your information, I changed my username. Oh, okay. Heidi from the Davis area. Best wishes to your family and everyone in Russia. Thank you so very much. Thank you. Robert Netherwood. I'm not one of the usual suspects, but I've been watching your stream from the start of the invasion in Ukraine. I've learned so much from you. Well, Robert, if you have watched, then you are a usual suspect, you know. It doesn't matter that you don't check in live stream chats often, but as long as you watch, that makes you a very usual suspect. Thank you. Mobs Washpod, thank you so much for shout out. This is nuts. I agree with you. This is nuts. Theodore Henderson, what is 5% of Putin's wealth? That's Russia's best kept secret. Steve Barnes, did you see the snowstorm on Rostov? I sure did. 3 people sent me the pictures of the snowstorm. I can't believe it actually made international news. It's unbelievable. Rudy Kaiser. Well, I tell you what, I don't miss being in Rostov in a snowstorm. It was about plus 25, 77 or 78 Fahrenheit, 25 Celsius in Tashkent, sunny, a little bit of clouds. I take it anytime over a snowstorm in Rostov. Rudy, I will be gone while for cataract surgery April 6th. All the better to see you with my ideas. Well, let me tell you what. Let me put you on a list for your surgery, on a prayers list. Cataract is not that of a difficult surgery. Should be fine. It's very, very commonly spread, widely done surgery. So should be okay. But we'll pray for you anyway. Not Frank's birthday. What is that? Did Black Cat play a joke on me? I don't believe that. Black Cat, what's up? Oh, so it was an honest mistake. I take it. Well, Frank, you know what? Sorry about that, but then I'll sing again. Søren Schmidt Pedersen, isn't there 5% big contribution, very short, signed by Putin? Sounds like he isn't expecting to be around when the bill comes in. He didn't sign anything. That's the thing, voluntarily contribution. They're trying to make some kind of a bill, but we'll see when they make it, because right now, there's no bill, there's nothing, there's no written order to give 5%. It's just, oh, you know what? You must be Jewish to contribute some money to Russian government. Russian government gave you permission to do business in Russia, to live you in Russia. You know, of course you have to give some back. So we'll see when and what he signs. But they'll be extorting money anyway. Bill or no bill, you know. Ken BF65, do you think China will support Russia financially? No and no. Maybe with a hidden agenda? No and no. China will be buying Russian oil, continue buying Russian oil at the prices with huge discounts. And you know what they might actually do is buy Russian oil for cheap and sell it to someone else, making profit. That I believe they can do. Why would China support Russia financially? There's no purpose to China to do that. V8 pilot, what will Russia do when its credit card maxed out? Already getting maxed out. Already. Wait for more and more bank defaults, bank loan defaults. That's going to put lots of pressure onto the banks and the financial system. But it's running in red, big time. They started thinking, oh, what can we do to actually improve situation, even though a little bit. You know, so that's why they're coming up with this voluntarily contribution thing. Russ Martin, what happens when the military runs out of money to pay the troops? Let's guess. Nothing good will happen. Well, for the Ukrainian, the good will happen. To the Russian government, nothing good will happen because well, soldiers gonna go someplace, you know. Stephen Watts, do you get stopped and asked for papers in Russia? Used to be a lot. I was stopped quite a bit when I was younger, but it was not a thing of a past because in Moscow you don't need to get stopped anymore. Moscow is 100% surveilled by the video system, so they know who you are, they know where you going to, where you came from, you know, all your record on the go, on the fly as they need to. So they don't check papers in Russia anymore, in Moscow. The rest of Russia, not Rostov, I never got checked my papers. Only when I was pulled over for speeding or for like paper check, they do that to the drivers sometimes, like roadblocks. Sarin assault. I am from Japan and I'm very worried of the world with Russia and China like you show. Look, I'm very sorry about that. Me too. I worry too. Not much I can say, you know. Jeffrey S. is, as usual, coming up with very strange requests. Oh, not request, the explanation, I'm sorry. I was trying to say Looney Tunes, but in Russian pronunciation. Okay. All right, point taken, thank you. Grace, thank you so much for recording a birthday song for Frank. Well, I guess it's, it's in July. I'm all confused now. Take care and thank you, Lorraine. Great to see you. Andrew Young, folks, I would like to wrap it up today, and I'm gonna give you a little story. Again, it might be very hard to apprehend you, for you to apprehend, to understand. But you see how Russia works, and I've said it many times. Russian budget works. Businesses and individuals pay taxes. The taxes do not they accumulate in one place, and it's not the local province. They all go to Moscow, and Moscow then sends money needed amount back to the provinces. Okay, so the provinces don't get to keep any money. They rely on Moscow 100%. The local governors rely on Moscow for money 100%, no matter how rich provinces in oil, gas, coal, whatever. So there was a dispute in the Russian upper house of the parliament. And I don't remember what the nature of the dispute, but I remember that the speaker of the parliament, she stood up and she said, "Wait a second. Please be silent. What are you fighting over? We don't have local and federal money in Russia. All money belongs to the Tsar. And that's it. У нас все деньги царевы." That's exactly what she said. And I was like, what did you say? And that was long before the Russia invaded Ukraine, KG1, how high is inflation in Russia and reduce business profits anyway? Do people ever get wage raises? No, not lately. We used to. When the times were good, they used to get lots of raises. But in the last 2 years, no, and no. And the inflation in Russia officially last year was, 15, I think 17%. Prices at the stores in Moscow 50% up from what they used to be around the time when the war with Ukraine started. 50% up, almost everything. So, go figure. And businesses have reduced their profits. Their profits have been reduced. So, all right. RC Roscoe, Uncle Constantine. Howdy. Um, my friends, I would like to invite everyone to pray with me. Thank you so much for a great stream. Thank you. Let me just have a sip of water. Please join me and pray along. Send good wishes, good vibes, good energy. If you don't like to call it a prayer, it doesn't change things. So please be with us, join us, and, let's pray together. Dear Lord Jesus Christ, thank you so much for giving us this day. Thank you for putting food on our tables and roofs over our heads. Thank you for keeping us warm, fed, and safe. Thank you for surrounding us with the people that we love and who love us. Please give us wisdom to raise our children that the way that when they grow up they become right and make this place a better world. Please also give us wisdom to keep the skies above our children's heads peaceful. Dear God, please help stop the bloodshed in Ukraine. The country and its people suffered so much already. Please help them, give them a needed break. Reach out and touch hearts and souls of people who are responsible for making the decision to stop the bloodshed. So they wake up, get terrified, they would understand what has happened, and they would immediately stop the bloodshed. Please answer prayers of every Ukrainian and make a wish come true of every Ukrainian. Send every Ukrainian an angel to keep people away from harm's way. Please help my country, Russia. Send the army of your strongest angels with sharpest swords to get rid of the demons that have hijacked my country. Please help those who are helping Ukrainians. God bless them. Help those who are traveling. Please send safe travels. Help those who are seeking for asylum, seeking for a new home. Please send good people and good luck to them. Please help those who are not so fortunate and hungry, homeless, jobless, with low self-esteem, depressed. Please help everyone. Shine your light on everyone. Touch the hearts and souls of everyone in need and fill them with your love so they have a second chance in their lives. Dear God, please help all the pregnant women who are making a decision whether to keep their babies or not right now. Reach out to and talk to each one of them so each one makes the right choice. I have fantastic members of this community, and some of them need help from time to time. Here are people who ask me to ask for help, to pray for them. They really need help. Dear God, please do not forgive them. Please have their names right next to you at all times. They are Greg, Jim and Shirley Hall, Delaney and her two daughters, Ann Larson, her family and her daughter, Florentina, Carolyn Ridenour, Max family, Sherry Morin, CKOC, Brian Wilkes, Liz Dumbrell, Ripted, daughter of Aspen English, Ruth, the friend of Darla, Paul, Faith brother, Susan Beckhart, Rudy Kaisley. Please help with the upcoming eye surgery. Wayne, Shirley, Debbie, John Allen, Finola, Lars Henrik, the Highwayman, Amanda Rednor and roommate, Essie from the Scottish Isles, Outlander and family, Choriz and family, David Porter and his wife, daughter and everyone in Chernovtsi, Ukraine, Lars, Susan Marshall, Beulah, Buzz Simon, Lazarus, Alvin, and Alvin's sister, Teresa D., Garcia Castellanos, Terry Carter, Joe and Lee McMahon, Meta Spencer, Diana and family, Bree's friend, Caroline, Joel, Life, Karin Vasseur, Albina Fell, Michael Yukon, Pamela J., Daniel Nine, Lindsay, Larry, Yelena, Natasha, Jake, Michael, Oля, Dasha, Sky, Bonnie, Galina, Igor, Jamie, Michael Milkowitz, Marlene, Paul Binns, Richard, Mallory M., Dirk Misler, James Rhodes, Terry, Lars Henrik, Hannah and children, Richard Burris, Angelica at Life, and Sean family's grandson, Barb, Randolph, Nelly, Arkady, Yuri, and everyone in Mykolaiv, Ukraine, Harry's family, Verlinda's niece, Ian, James, Doug, Priscilla, Michelin, King Nero, Gaby Hyman, Jade, Kaltenberg, Lisa's son, Allison Dave Moyers, Maureen M. and her sister, Mr. Hansen, Umel, Jennifer, Bob, Rob, Matt, Kayleen and Tony, Mr. Dean Spooner, his church called Our Savior Lutheran Church, Lisa Kumrian, Jacob, Adam Oliver, Amy, Treasure, Kyle's wife, Grace Philosophy, please help her and her wonderful family, granddaughters and children, Maggie, Carmen's sister, Vladislav and his father, Sergey from Kharkov, Susie Myler, Gina, Wayfarer, EMS paramedic, Karen from Maine, Lori Miles' husband, Sherry, Layla, Philip's mother, and Thomas Fall and his mother. I would like to ask for a few children. They're very special. They need recovery, and their families need strength because they have been through a lot. They are Cadence, Maverick, Sebastian, Coulter, Theo, Maddie, and 2-year-old niece of Karin Vasseur. Thank you for helping them. Thank you. The families need them back, SAP. Also, please help. All children have been affected in Ukraine, have been taken from their parents. Please help them unite with their moms and dads. Thank you for being with them. Please keep on shining your light, heavenly light on top on them. And also would like to ask for the children from Russia in the same situation. Thank you so much, dear Lord Jesus Christ. Amen. My friends, thank you so very much. Coming, giving me a chance, listening, liking what I have to say, giving me feedback, supporting. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I will see everyone on Sunday and the sponsors and patrons tomorrow. And I'll be private live stream chat just to show my appreciation for sponsors and patrons. So if you are a patron and sponsor, please come in. If you're not, then become one. It's not that difficult and not expensive. So thank you so very much. You are absolutely awesome and you rock. And before I go, I would like everyone to say out loud with me, Carthago delenda est.